Hi there guys, Jiu-Jitsu here with the deck building. I usually like taking some time to get the deck. I think that a lot of even very nuanced changes you make in this companion. What does this mean? Okay, weird. Oh right, it's the companion mechanic. So even a lot of really nuanced changes you make are going to affect you significantly during the gameplay. And these are 2 out of 3s, so we can always change the siding and everything, but best to get it right the first time. Um, So let's start by adding the blue lands we need, and we'll correct everything else shortly. And since we have been responsible adults, it looks like the count of islands we have is just about 1. So it's 5 sources. We have 1 card that costs 3, but the rest is 4, and I think that's probably sufficient. Um, Moving on, and I typically I get inspired by the default I get by the MTG suggester, whatever. But I always modify it because as you can see now, we're running 11, 13, 19 lands in a deck that is supposed to be pretty aggro. So let's go ahead and axe 2 mountains, which it does not recognize for some reason. In terms of high-end curve, I'm pretty happy. We have a finisher, which I think we're typically going to be casting it for 3 or 4. Clearly not for any less than 5, or maybe sometimes, but hopefully not. We have a good 5-drop, 3 4-drops with some versatility even, and a bunch of 3-drops. Let's just look at that for a sec. If I manage to click there we go. So we're clearly pretty 3-drop heavy. We have only just a few 1-drops. One of them is an X spell, just masquerading as a 1-drop. The other one is Bone Splitter, and Mox Amber. Yeah, so just the 1-1-drop. A fair amount of 2-drops. Nothing really I'd like to axe here. All creatures or creatures to be. So we're probably going to be taking stuff out of the 3-drops. And in the overall, we have to axe, I'd say, 4 cards. And in terms of creatures, I think we're good. So 2 cards come into mind. Kenko, am I pronouncing his name right? Krenko is a bit slow for my tastes. Swinging turn 4 with a 2/3 is not what I had in mind, and I don't think we have that much of a way to utilize tokens. We have the mask and we have a bunch of sacrifice dudes, but just not that exciting. Other cards on my radar are the Dwarven Hammer. I think that if you don't create it with a creature, it's pretty slow, and when you do, it's pretty slow. So let's just do ourselves a favor and take that out. I can imagine some scenario where we have this crazy equipment synergy that we keep it in. And another card that I'm considering is Yaheni, which sounds crazy Middle Eastern, which is where I'm right now. Israel, by the way. Um, he's going to be trading every now and then. He's going to be growing, but once again, swinging turn 3 with the 2/2 is not really what you want to be doing. I don't know if we'll have the creatures to spare. I think that oftentimes he's just going to be attacking into a wall and holding a haster back because sometime in the future you're going to be killing one of his guys is not the game plan you want to have. Let's just do a quick sanity check here to make sure we're not leaving out anything interesting. I think that we might run Phyrexian Arena against certain decks. I don't know, maybe like something that is very, very high in removal, things that we really need that extra card advantage against. Once again, the Lifelinker can be interesting against the faster decks. Don't see us playing Scavenged Blade at any point. I guess the command could be interesting if we, I don't know, against like something slower where we just really need a card advantage. But I think that's about it. This really just feels like an awkward bone splitter, like a poor man's bone splitter, unless I'm missing something. So yeah, I think we're good. Let's do a quick sanity check, just make sure that we're good in terms of mana and such. So we have 16. Where do we get a white source from? I think this is the white source. Let's just make sure we're not. Yeah, I think we're good. So we have 3 blue spells, 5 sources. I think that might even be on the excessive side since we can cast a bunch of these with the Mox Amber. So we might even axe that single island in favor of one of our other colors if we're lacking. 16 cards on red. 9 cards on black. Um, and I think we're fairly balanced. We are red heavy, both in early phases. That's always something that you want to check out. Even if you have like 5 cards that are blue, but they all cost like 4, 5, 6, then you can often be a bit greedier and have less blue fixing because by the time you're going to want to cast them, then naturally you're going to be drawing more cards and there's a higher likelihood that you'll draw that mana you need. So red is really our star here. I don't think we get to keep pretty much any hand without red mana. And we have the Thriving Isle, which can always go for red. We have 4 mountains, Sulphur Falls, and Dragon Skull Summit. That's 6, 7, 8, 9. So I think we'll want to up that to 10. Let's see. Isle, 4 mountains. That's 5. Sulphur Falls, Dragon Skull Summit. That's 7, 8, 9. So a bit on the low side. On black, we have 3, 8, and 9 with the Isle. And I think I will stay true to my speculation and add that last mountain. And just from, I don't know, OCD tendencies, I will add 5 and remove these 4. I do not like having different arts in my deck. So I think we're up to 10 sources of red, 9 sources of black, and 4 sources of blue, plus a cheeky Mox Amber. And I'll see you guys in game number 1.